The narrative that crypto is failing because of market volatility or regulatory crackdowns misses the real story. The bad place isn't a crash in price. It is the moment states successfully weaponize decentralized technology to bypass sanctions and fund aggression. By 2026, Bitcoin has ceased being an asset class for individuals and has become critical infrastructure for economic statecraft. When you look at a chart showing digital assets dropping 20% following a major heist, do not assume this is market failure or investor panic. This volatility is the necessary byproduct of great powers fighting to control the global monetary system. We are witnessing a fundamental shift where technology designed to enable individual freedom has been repurposed into an instrument of centralized coercion. The chaos you see on your screen is actually strategic warfare in motion, turning digital assets as critical as oil pipelines or submarine cables in modern conflict. To understand this new reality, we must look at the specific mechanics that changed everything. On February 21, 2025, a single event marked a pivot from opportunistic crime to state-sponsored survival strategy. The Lazarus Group, linked directly to North Korea's Reconnaissance General Bureau, executed a heist against Dubai-based exchange, Bybit, stealing $1.5 billion in Ethereum tokens within hours. This was not a random act of theft. It was a calculated move that bypassed SWIFT and banking controls which have historically contained rogue regimes. The speed at which these funds moved tells the true story. In this operation alone, an estimated $160 million worth of stolen assets were laundered through various crypto wallets within just 48 hours. Traditional espionage relies on slow-moving human intelligence or physical theft that can be intercepted by border guards and customs officials. Cyber theft allows for the rapid laundering of funds across borders instantly, rendering traditional financial containment measures obsolete in real time. Quick resource note: I keep a curated set of Amazon search links in the description for books, gear, and tools relevant to this channel's topics. Some are affiliate links, so I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Please consider supporting the channel by using those links if you find something useful. This shift is not about a few rogue actors making quick cash. It has become structural necessity for regimes under pressure. For North Korea's leadership, this digital revenue stream is no longer a side hustle or an illicit bonus track. It is the lifeblood of their military expansion and survival strategy. In the first half of 2025 alone, Pyongyang hackers stole $1.6 billion in cryptocurrency. This figure represents roughly 70% of all global crypto thefts during that same period, indicating that North Korea has effectively cornered a specific market segment for state funding. These illicit funds now constitute approximately 30% of the country's total foreign currency earnings. To put this in perspective before we discuss the implications, consider that this is not just money. It is direct financing for military buildup and arms sales to Russia, conducted in ways traditional trade sanctions simply cannot stop. The regime treats these thefts as a budget line item because they are essential to maintaining their nuclear program and proxy conflicts on the Korean peninsula. The scale of this state weaponization has grown steadily over nearly 2 decades. Since 2007, the Lazarus Group has stolen at least $3.4 billion cumulatively using sophisticated social engineering tactics. These include phishing attacks that intercepted CEO transaction approvals and infiltrated over a dozen crypto companies in 2024 alone. What started as opportunistic crime targeting retail investors or smaller exchanges has evolved into a core component of regime survival, where the anonymity of blockchain transfers provides a shield against international pressure. This evolution forces us to reconsider how we view global security alliances today. As of mid-2026, the United States, South Korea, and Japan have formalized cyber alliances specifically designed to counter these unique threats. They are acknowledging that traditional deterrence fails when facing low-cost, high-reward state actors who treat digital theft as a primary revenue source rather than an act of war in the conventional sense. The crypto wars are no longer about encryption backdoors for law enforcement or privacy debates. They represent a front line in great power competition where digital assets serve as the lifeblood of sanctioned economies attempting to break containment. The strategic implication is clear. Future sanctions regimes will fail unless they address the speed and opacity of blockchain transfers. When Bitcoin drops 20% following a major heist, it signals that state actors are actively exploiting its anonymity to achieve strategic military objectives. This means market volatility has become a direct indicator of global security instability rather than just economic sentiment. The tool designed for freedom is now being used by empires to finance aggression in the shadows of the digital economy. For curious observers of geopolitics, this reframes how we interpret news headlines about crypto regulation and market dips. We are not watching the collapse of a speculative bubble, we are witnessing the weaponization of an asset class that was once thought to be outside state control. The bad place is reached when states successfully turn decentralized tech into a tool for centralized coercion, proving that in 2026, digital assets have become as critical as oil pipelines or submarine cables in modern conflict. The question now shifts from whether these technologies are secure to how they can be regulated without destroying the very innovation that makes them effective. As great powers fight to control the global monetary system, the lines between finance and warfare continue to blur until there is no distinction left for anyone but those holding the keys. The market may recover, but the strategic landscape has fundamentally changed forever. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I am a one-person team working hard to make each video better than the last. Subscribe if you found value. It is the best way to show support. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. See you in the next video.